Alright, what to do YouTube? It's your boy MB, ready to do another daily upload. So last Saturday, I did a weekly breakdown of the S&P with the best plays each day. But since then, I changed the format to daily breakdown since it was easier to edit and more digestible to watch. But I still wanted to do something on Saturdays. So I'm still thinking of a name for the series. But in essence, I'm gonna go over what I think to be the best possible play of the entire week. As a reminder, the daily breakdowns are on my channel as well as Discord, and then we're live Monday through Friday. We like to start 1 hour before open, but we're definitely on by 8:30 Central Time. And sometimes we'll stay for the entire session, but ideally we like to make money by 11, 12, and then just be done for the day. So since this is a new series, I want these videos to be edited better and not just one raw take like I do in the daily breakdowns. And my goal is to show you the absolute best setup of the week, which we usually get, and I'll show you that you can make a lot of money with these unicorn setups. I'll also show you the monetary difference between trading futures and then shares/options, and why most of the time futures trading is superior. I'm not going to go over Forex because I'm totally oblivious to how Forex is traded, so we're going to skip out on that one. But one final thing before we get into the setup is that most skeptics of technical analysis will say that hindsight is 20/20. So I'm going to try to actually show you that trades that I actually took. But if I happen to miss the setup and it happened to be the best play of the week, I'll still post it because I think that looking at history will help us identify setups in real time faster. That way we don't miss out on future trades. But without further ado, here goes the best setup of the week. Alright, so the best setup of the week came on Thursday, February 22nd, just after market open. So I'm going to break down real fast what's kind of going on pre-market and why I have these zones. So the first supply zone was created on February 16th, 2024 off of the PPI news. So if I scroll back to that day, we have the news at 7:30. Big move to the downside, and the second time we approached that area, that seller was still present and sent us down again. So I was expecting this area to act as resistance, which it really didn't. We blasted straight through that. Pulled back a little bit, but then we got right above it. And then the second supply zone was created from the previous all-time high from February 12th. So going back to that date, obviously that was created at the all-time high, and we never had a chance to test this area. We got close on the 16th, but it never quite approached this 65 area. And so when we did finally approach that area, as expected, it acted as resistance and it got sent down where we found some buyers pre-market. Found some buyers here at 7 in the morning, some more at 7:30. Went back up to this area before getting rejected again. And you had the first play of the day, which if you had caught this one, was a pretty good move. I ended up getting long at 57. This was the one where I got stopped out at because my stop was so tight. But yeah, so this previous supply zone was acting as support. So we get a buy here, and we go up about 20 points in 15 minutes. So that was a $1,000 play. We blasted through this all-time high, and what we notice is this is where we get into the actual best play of the week. So if you can imagine, it was better than this $1,000 here. So previous all-time high was acting as support here on a 5-minute, and we just consolidated sideways. We hit the 9 moving average, which I noticed in the past. If we do something like this with a lot of bullish momentum, it'll usually prop us up, and so for a bigger move to the upside. And this is where context is key. We're fresh off NVIDIA earnings. We're at all-time highs. The market is pumping. This is still a few hours from the open, so a lot of volume here. So with this being a bull flag, if you chart this pull, you get the pull and you move it to the low, and your projection is at 50.92. And I said that if we were going to 50.91, we would probably just blast through that and go up to 5100 because of the bullish momentum. So I take the long here. We go up a little bit. We find some resistance, come back down to the same support zone. And so if you can stomach this hold and hit this target, it eventually gets there. Here we are around 12. So about 3 hours later, we hit the 90 target and we just went straight up to 5100, a little bit over that before finding some relief. So now I'll break down the math behind trading futures versus trading shares/options. So with futures, if you're using Tradevate as your broker, one ES contract costs you $500, and each tick, which is 25-cent move, is $12.50. So every point that you make makes you $50. So this move right here from 70 to 5100, that was 30 points. So with just one contract, that 30-point move made you $1,500. I had 2 contracts here, but unfortunately when we came back down, I was a bit nervous that I'd get stopped out. So the next time that we went up here, I only took the 10 points. So only made $1,000 on this trade. So left a little bit of money on the table. Was a little bit annoyed at that, but it was all good. But yeah, so this was a $1,500 point move. So now let me show you what that would have looked like if you had bought in shares. If you caught this bottom, the low, at 504.45, and you only bought one share, you're risking the same $500 as futures. And you caught the top of that move here. The high was 507.56. You made a measly $3.11 of profit on your one share. So yeah, definitely not worth trading regular old shares. So most people trade with options. So here we have the options. It really just depends. This was a 1 day to expiration. So today's Thursday. This contract expires on Friday. So it's basically like a daily contract, which are pretty volatile if you can catch a really big move. But even then, it still wasn't, better than futures. And this was a 508 strike price. So, we started off the day, I think it was at, my bad. We're right here at 504, so I have a 508 strike price. And you could have gotten a 510, a 509, 506. It really just depends. I'm not going to go through every single contract. I just found this one because I felt like it probably offered good returns. This is probably a contract that I would have purchased because right here it was about 58 cents, which is, you have to multiply it by 100, which really means $58. So let's say you don't catch exactly the bottom 58. Let's say you get 60. You get an entry right here at 60, and you have 8 contracts because you're still risking the same $500. And you hold for the same target at 110 right here. You end up at $1.60 per contract. And so that's a profit of $1 per contract, which multiply that by 100. It's $100 per contract. And so you still only make about $816 trading with options. So still, futures is superior to trading options, even if you catch this move. I didn't do the math to see what it would be if you held this to the next day, but that would be extremely risky. I mean, you're essentially gambling that we're gonna keep pumping, and so I wouldn't advise that. And then also, with futures, you have theta decay. It's just a little bit more things you have to worry about with all those Greeks. So I stopped trading options. So like I said, this trade netted you $1,500, which if you only take one setup a week or even once a month, that's still great side money. And that's only if you used one single contract. I like to use 1 to 2, but as many as 5 if I'm really feeling myself. 5 contracts would have been a $7,500 return. So if you can find 12 of those a year, you're bringing in a cool $90K on the side. I'm not saying it's easy by any means, but it also low-key is. But that pretty much concludes this week's best setup. If anyone actually watches this video, let me know what you think was the best setup on ES, or if you traded any other instrument, let me know what you think of the best setup was this week. But yeah, I'll catch you Monday for the daily breakdown, and next week I look forward to finding an even better play. All right, then love you.